Hello, Namaskar. Welcome you to the SAAR Analysis. I am Chaman Nayak and here's my take. What if the world's largest democracy and the world's single market are about to create one of the most consensual trade corridors of the next decade? Here's the number that should pay your attention. The European Union is a 20 trillion economic bloc. Together, India and EU represent nearly 1.9 billion people and almost quarter of a global economy. And now both the sides says their long awaited free trade agreement could implement by April to June 2027. This is not just another trade deal, it is a geopolitical recalibration. Here's what evidence speaks about. After nearly 2 decades of negotiation, India and European Union are moving towards what both sides call the mother of all trades. Well, the legal text is entering its final stage with leaders aiming to conclude the negotiation this year before the ratification begins. Under the proposed agreement, India has reportedly offered a tariff concession on 86% of the tariff lines. The European Union has proposed liberalization on 97% of tariff lines and import duties from the sectors such as machinery, electrical equipment, chemicals, aircraft could fall dramatically, while the automobile tariffs would gradually decline during the transition period. The message is unmistakable. Both the Brussels and the New Delhi are preparing for much deeper economic partnership. Now the question arises, why is this important? Because this agreement extends far beyond trade at the time when the supply chains are moving away from the excessive dependence on single manufacturing hub. Europe is searching for something resilient, democratic, and trusted economic partners. Well, India is positioning exactly that, and for Europe, this agreement reduces the market barriers and strengthens its economic security. For India, it opens the greater access to one of the world's wealthiest consumer market while accelerating its manufacturing, export, technology partnership, and investment flows. But the geopolitical implications are even very large. As the global trade becomes increasingly shaped by a strategic competition rather than just pure economics, India and Europe are quietly building an alternative economic architecture based on diversification, based on trusted supply chains, and based on shared strategic insight. Well, in other words, this is much about reducing the political risk and it is about reducing the tariffs. Now, here's my take. India EU free trade agreement should be viewed simply as a commercial negotiation. It reflects how international power is evolving. In coming decade, influence will increasingly belong to countries capable of connecting market, securing supply chain, and building the trusted partnership, not merely those with the largest militaries. Well, if implemented successfully, this agreement could become one of the defining pillars of India's long-term economic diplomacy and Europe's Indo-Pacific strategy. Well, the real story isn't the cheaper import or higher export. The real story is emergence of strategic partnership designed for an increasingly fragmented world. We all know history really announced itself with dramatic headlines. Sometimes it arrives quietly through legal texts, tariff schedules, and economic agreement that reshape the global power over decades. While the India-EU free trade agreement may appear to just about commerce, in reality it is about who will define the rules of the next geopolitical order. Because in geopolitics, trade is no longer just about prosperity, it is increasingly becoming an instrument of strategy. That's all from today's analysis. I will be back with another episode. Till then, thank you for watching this.